On today's Try to Finish Something, I wanted to share something with you that I shared on social media. This is a picture of me from 7th grade. The year was 1982, as my youngest daughter says, when the world was in black and white. It wasn't that long ago. It was 7th grade for me, and I was in a homemade Darth Vader costume. 100% homemade. The only thing that we purchased was the helmet. Made the whole thing, my mom and I. Sewing, I made an electronic panel that was on my chest that had lights, and Radio Shack was my best friend. I did win best costume overall, but I was so focused on attention to detail, I think I drove my mom a bit nuts. She swore off making Halloween costumes after this one, and I was a giant nerd. That's cute. I said was, like something's changed. And the next story I'm going to tell you, this past weekend, I was dressed as the Mandalorian. I was at the SAC Anime Swap Meet, and I met a guy who goes by the name of What Defunko. I'll put links to his socials down below, and he goes to different cons and he films, and he's a guy who does amazing cinematography. He roped me and another guy that I don't know who he was into doing a scene. We were both dressed as Mandalorians, and the cinematography is outstanding, and it's a long video that he has on his socials, but this is a shortened version. Check this out. Again, amazing cinematography. What Defunko. Links in the description of the video. So on today's Try to Finish Something, I wanted to talk about something that happened on the last episode where I kind of hit that wall and I was about to give up on a project. I'm trying to do a sign for my office to display my Mandalorian cosplay in front of, and I want it to look like a Hangar Bay, Hangar 32 sign, and Aedo of Fab Works, I'll put his links down there as well, did a great job with the graphics, and I was about to give up, and I wanted to say something to everybody. When you're putting a costume together, when you're working on a project, you're going to run into those roadblocks, and you should try and find a solution and a workaround and finish the project that you started. You'll be happier in the end, and Aedo did such a great job with this, and if you fall down, get back on that tauntaun and ride that bad boy. God, I'm a nerd. I'm going to try and do justice to Aedo's graphics, and I'm going to finish that sign on today's Try to Finish Something. All right, so in this episode, we're getting back to the hangar door light-up sign that I completely failed at last week. This is the rough idea for the corner of my office, and this is the design by master graphic artist Aedo Morin. It says restricted area, Hangar 32 in Arubesh. If you want to watch my total failure from last week, I'll link the other video up at the top. I don't want to relive it again. But it's a new episode, and I will say that the support team from Glowforge, they did get back to me and help me with some of the settings for Adobe Illustrator, and look at that. Not the machine's fault. It was mine. Shocking! I am new to this and trying to learn this new skill, but the laser is going to town on this board. I see some things that might be an issue. The droid numeric code stuff at the bottom might be too small and maybe close together, and it looks like it's just burning a mess at the bottom. And the laser didn't burn through in most of the places on any of the 3 tries that I did. I'm sure it's something that I'm doing wrong, but I am wasting a ton of wood. I'm going to try and simplify the design just a little bit. I've removed all of the droid code and I'm making some things bigger and more spaced out, and I'm going to try and print this time on black acrylic to help with the painting since, again, I'm now running out of time. This time, it looks like it worked. All of these pieces that fall out, not trash. I saved them all. They will become greeblies on another project eventually. There's some good stuff in there. Okay, so let's lay it out here on a sheet of wood so that you can see the design a little bit better. There's a masking cover on the acrylic right now that I'll peel off later, but the numbers and the triangle will be cutouts, and I want both of those in red. So let's try printing those on the Glowforge in a red acrylic. Huh? I'm on a roll. It looks like that worked too. Don't get ahead of yourself, but I might be getting the hang of this, just a little. Now, let's peel the backing off of this and see how it looks. Okay, so the other parts, they are inset, so I'm going to just cut out shapes and attach them to the back side of the sign. I drew those shapes out in Illustrator, and now it's just time to hit the start button. Red first. Turn this over and... Okay, that works. Now to do some weird, almost W-shaped white piece to cover the other sections. Holy crap, it looks like that worked too. Now, I have to peel off all of this paper, and while I do that, I want to say that this Glowforge is a total luxury and something that I couldn't buy for myself. I can't go into too much detail because I'm really not sure how much I'm allowed to share. This Glowforge was a gift from someone that I know, someone who did technical work for them and had no use for the Glowforge and asked if I wanted it. I honestly didn't even know what it was when I said yes. It sat in a box in my office, untouched for almost 2 years before I realized what I had after I was watching people online using them, and I went, wait a minute, I've got that same thing sitting in a box. I just want to say thank you to that person if you're watching, and this is an amazing device. I hope this doesn't get you in trouble, but thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so I made enough of an overlap to be able to apply super glue to the edges to hold the backing to the inset pieces down. Now I'm going to glue those on and hold those in place with my super high-tech holding down tools. If you want to get some of your own, I can put some Amazon links down in the description. They're pricey, but they work really well. Okay, high-tech holdy-downy things are off, and let's flip this over. It's holding. Now, more peeling of masking. Now, spray some adhesive on the back of the red parts and place those into the hangar door sign. I'm going to sand the back of this a little bit more to diffuse the light and to add to that frosted look. I also cut out a frame on the Glowforge, and I'm hitting that with black paint and doing my favorite toothpaste chipping to add a bit of contrasting color. I'm going to use yellow. Then back inside while that dries to build a box that will house the LEDs. Now I'm going to wipe off the toothpaste. Now glue the frame onto the back of the sign using that overlap that I created. I'll drill some holes in the corner I'll use to mount with some Allen screws once the wall is done. I'm making this and the electrical panel that'll go at the bottom first, and then build the wall around these featured pieces. Now to weather the sign with my favorite browns and black washes and drips. Nothing in my Star Wars decor can be clean. I just won't have it. Now to attach the box, and you know what? My LEDs have not shown up yet. I'm gonna set some tea lights that I bought for my daughter's Jawa cosplay underneath it, just to kind of give you the feel of the sign. They're gonna make too many hot spots, but at least it'll give you the idea. What do you think? I'm calling the Hangar 32 sign designed by Aedo finished. If you liked the video, please subscribe and tell a friend. If you didn't, as always, just keep it to yourself. And we'll see you next time as we try to finish something.